So I'm going to be doing a install of a Truck Systems Technology, or TST, tire monitoring system. I used this on my last rig, so I'm extremely confident in the quality. I'm extremely confident in its ability to work and maintain incredibly high heats. We did a wonderful trip through Las Vegas, and as we all know, in the summer that can be excruciating. The TST monitor did a great job, kept an eye on our tires, and not only gave us pressure, but it also gave us temperature. The readout is consistent, and we never had any concerns or issues with it in the 2 years we used it on our last rig, so we're going to be installing that today on our new fifth wheel. The system that we chose to use was the T507, and that is a little cap that goes on your valve stem. So it blows through the valve stem to read. It has the battery internally here, so this isn't like a tire monitoring system, say, on your vehicle, where it's actually installed inside the rim beneath the tire. This is a screw on, screw off, easy removal. The first thing I'm doing while I set this up is installing a little sticker. The sticker tells you what tire number it is so that it'll correspond with the monitor. So when you have T1, I know that that's going to be driver's side front tire, or T6, it's going to be passenger side rear tire based on the triple axle. This is your relay, so this needs to be set up on a constant hot. If you're going to leave your rig for any period of time without power, I would suggest running an inline toggle switch so you can turn the power off. It does have an LED light that illuminates when the power is on. So if you leave this hooked up without a toggle switch, you're going to end up draining your battery, very similar to your smoke detectors will. Has a couple different options for mounting. You can do a windshield mount, it comes with a suction cup, or you can do a pedestal mount that just sits on your dash, depends on your vehicle. The pedestal mount does a really good job, holds it in place. The suction cup is designed specifically for it, so you smash it on the back and then you can put it on your windshield. If you're like us, you probably have too much junk on your dash to begin with. We have a Garmin RV GPS, we have the TST tire monitoring system. We also have a dash cam running at all times. We've had some experiences in the past with our last RV where drivers do some absolutely crazy things that put us at extreme risk. So we decided it was in our best interest to make sure we have a camera going at all times for our safety. One of the features I like about the TST is that the sensors that screw on your valve stem have a locking nut that goes behind them. So this little brass nut screws onto your valve stem first, then you put the cap on, and then you use this special wrench to reach around behind it, so like this, and then you can tighten it on, and it makes it so that it's a lot less likely to fall off, and it makes it a little bit harder if somebody wanted to take it off. The TST kit we bought has 8 sensors. We have a triple axle toy hauler, so we're going to use 6 on the wheels plus 2 on spares, so we can keep an eye on the tire pressure of our spares as well. And the TST also comes with a micro USB cord and then a 12-volt cigarette lighter style adapter for this as a charger. This does have an internal battery, so you can plug it in and run it directly off the power cord, or you can charge it up and then run it without the cord. Completely your discretion. Now I'm programming the caps to make sure that I match them up to the spot that they're going to be located on the RV. That way there's no mismatch. The first thing that pops up when you go on there is the tire pressure. So you want to go off the manufacturer's recommended tire pressure, and it'll give you a little bit of a variance, plus and minus, based on just normal expansion of heat and cold. So I finished programming the TST. I set the high temperature at 158 degrees, which was based on recommendations for the Department of Transportation, or TST as a whole. I set the tire pressure parameters based on the Sterling tires, what the manufacturer recommended, both for the high and low. I used the 10% down for low and 20% above for the high. And now we're going to install the caps. So I know the way I set it up for me, which driver's side is 246, or excuse me, passenger side is 246, driver's side is 135. Number one on my programming will be the driver's side front axle. Number two will be the passenger side front axle, 3, 4, 5, 6, staggering across. Got to get rid of that fancy green cap. You put on the little brass nut, then you screw on the valve stem till it stops. You back the nut back up against the sensor. You put this in here, and then I turn this to the right, I turn the wrench to the left, and that locks it in place. And that's all there is to it. Now I'll repeat that 5 more times. All right, now the fun side, under the slide. In a perfect world, I'd have done this before I set the rig up, but you know, Murphy.
That and all our items were in miscellaneous totes labeled RV.
Yeah, that's a factor. We knew that it belonged in the RV. Now where? Good luck. That's a case for where's Waldo. Now we understand where everything's at. That's what we spent all day today doing, was coordinating the outside.
So Chris bought this very inexpensive yoga mat, not for yoga. We actually have Rogue yoga mats, but this is just for him to work underneath the RV or truck and stay off dirt and grass like this.
I disagree with you. This is called Downward Dad. And if this isn't yoga, I don't know what it is. And this is called Upward Dad. All right, everything is hooked up and programmed. I don't know if you can see that, but we got 3 tires on each side. We got the temperature setting, it's reading. There we go. We're at 110 PSI, which is the manufacturer's recommendation. We're at 86 pounds of pressure, and it's gonna take a minute or two to cycle through and start up, but based on the fact that there's no alarm sounding, which you will know it is loud when the alarm sounds, everything is set up and ready. So we installed our TPMS system, and we were heading to Tifton, Georgia for the night. While we were traveling north out of Florida, we noticed that we were losing tire pressure on 2 particular tires, and of course it was one on each side of the trailer. Didn't think much about it, thought maybe the pressure was off just a hair, so we watched it for the day, and I noticed that it was continuing to go down. By the time we had stopped in Georgia, we were down at 95 pounds. When we left Florida, we were at 110 pounds. So we had lost about 15 pounds of pressure out of one of the tires, and we were down about 6 out of the other one. The next morning we got up and checked our tires. I couldn't see anything obvious, no nails or holes. So I filled up the tire pressure to 110 pounds and proceeded north through Georgia, and I was watching the TPMS sensor and noticed that I was losing 3 pounds of pressure out of one tire about every hour, and I was losing about 1 pound of pressure out of one tire every hour. Martha and I stopped at a truck stop to try to get some support. Word to the wise, the semi-truck stops can't really help you when you have light-duty tires like you do on a trailer or tow vehicle. They gave us some advice on where to head, so we went over to a local shop and they were fantastic.
So we are at Southside Tire Repair in Tiffin, Georgia. So I'm hanging out in the truck with Callie. Hi Callie, you watching for Daddy?
The local shop got us in right away. They jacked our trailer up and pulled the 2 tires off and took them to their dunk tank. The dunk tank revealed that both of our tires were leaking out of the rim area and not exactly what I anticipated. I thought I either had a small nail or maybe I was leaking out of the valve stem, but when they put it in the dunk tank, we found that the casting of the aluminum wheel was a manufacturer's defect in both of my rims. One of them was leaking worse than the other one, so I took the spare and we put that on the trailer, and then we took the one that was losing 3 pounds an hour and put it underneath, and then left the one that was losing 1 pound an hour on so we can continue our trip, and we watched that one closely. Pay the man. I'm not getting everything hooked up.
All right, you heard him, I gotta pay the man.
I can tell you that our TPMS sensor truly saved our butt in this case because we were losing 3 pounds an hour. There was a high likelihood if we weren't paying attention, we would have lost enough pressure that we would have caused an increase in heat, which can lead to blowouts. The other thing that you have to look at, which TPMS really helps with, is your pressure and your heat. And the heat can be from 2 different things. As I mentioned, it can be from low tire pressure, but it also can be from a wheel bearing issue. So if your hub is getting hot, that heat is going to transfer over to your tires, and you'll see an increased temperature in those tires. If you do see an increase in temperature, whether it's from your hub or from low tire pressure, either case you need to stop, take a look, try to figure out what the source of that is. We're very grateful that we use the TST system. We used it on our last trailer and we use it now on this one. We're not affiliated with them. We don't have any deals with them. We didn't get any discounts. We paid full price from Amazon like everybody else. I will say that it is a single most important piece of equipment that I put into my truck when I'm watching my trailer on travel days.
Once we figured out what was going on with our tire situation, we called service at Alliance, and I'll tell you what, they have not failed us yet. They're amazing. They asked us to take a picture of the tire so they could have a couple ready for us when we came in the next couple of days.
Yeah, when we showed up, they had a brand new wheel and tire for us to replace both of them. They didn't even mess around with repairs. They just switched them out. And being that our trailer only had about 1,500 miles, the tread was still in excellent shape, so it's not going to be a wear issue between the 6 different tires that we have on this trailer. Can't encourage you enough, if you don't have a TPMS system, definitely invest in one. It can save you a lot of headaches.
I love this product. So we depend on it because this is our home now. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you found this very informative, and don't forget, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. So you definitely want to